Cool. Sounds good. So go ahead, take your time and just start to get comfortable in your chair, settle into your space, and just welcome yourself to your yoga practice this morning. Fidget around with the clothing or the hair any way you need to. Adjust your position so that you can be comfortable. And then we'll just start off with a nice full deep breath in, fill up the stomach, ribs, chest. Exhale, let it go. And again, full breath in and release. Full deep breath in and exhale, let go. At this point, maybe start to soften the eyes closed or bring the gaze down to help relax the face. And just start to bring your focus inward, noticing the energy you brought into your practice, noticing the thoughts flashing through your mind, all the feelings, the different energies in the body, the emotions. Notice how you feel in your physical body, any stiffness or tightness, any soreness. Just noticing without judging, without spending too much time wondering why. Just observe. Take another full deep breath in. Exhale, let go. And again, inhale. And exhale. Once more, breathing in. Breathing out. Noticing how these deep breaths feel at first maybe a little forced, or maybe it's starting to come more easily to you already. And just notice. Notice the effects of a few deep breaths. And then just start to bring your focus outward, noticing everything around you. Notice what you can feel, both inside the body and around the body. Notice what you hear. Notice what you taste or smell. And if the eyes are closed, just observing that darkness behind the eyes. If they're open, maybe just looking at the shapes and patterns and textures around you. Starting to let all other moments just fade away gently as you bring yourself to be present here in your body in this moment. As we come into our first practice of springtime, just start to set the intention for today to release any old energy. Imagine today's practice like a spring cleaning, just going through the body, getting rid of anything that's holding you back, doing the same with your thoughts, your feelings, and welcoming in new energy. Maybe there's a new feeling or point of view that you want to welcome into your life, that you want to experience in your day-to-day. Just hold that feeling in your mind. Feel it in your body. And then allow it to come into your experience naturally in its own time. And as we go through our stretches today, any tightness you may feel, just gently imagine cleaning it out as you hold the stretches, just allowing the tightness to gradually evaporate, knowing that it's not going to all vanish just in one morning, but just doing what we can for now. When you're ready, we're going to start with our neck roll warm up. So inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale brings you to ear over shoulder. Exhale down through center. Inhale up to the opposite side. Great. Noticing anything you've been carrying around on your shoulders or in your neck. And just gradually cleaning out that tension. Maybe even picture yourself going around with a box, placing any unwanted feelings in the box, making room for fresh new energy. Following your breath. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale lowers you down. Allowing the head to be heavy. Keeping the shoulders still. And then customizing any way you need. If you're having any pinching, just stay away from that area. If you have somewhere that's really tight where you want to hold for a little bit, take a few deep breaths and then move on. Or maybe you want to do a few full circles with the head. And just honoring what your body's asking for. Lengthening the breath with each movement. Easing yourself into your practice with this exercise. Using the breath. Few more breaths here. Just enjoy. When you're ready, we'll rest with the chin to the chest. Holding here. Spine is tall. Add the hands to the back of the head if you like to. Whatever feels good to you. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, ear over shoulder. Either side is fine. Adding the hands if you like to. And inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Nice and gentle. Maybe don't go all the way. Maybe you're a little too tight today. Maybe you just tip a little. Just do what feels good to you. And then inhale, back to center. Great. We'll come into a few shoulder rolls here. So just inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, slide them back. Inhale up, exhale down. And then reverse. Shoulders go back and up, forward and down. Inhale up, exhale down. And then bringing the hands to rest on the knees. Seated cat and cow. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale to come back. Following the breath. Maybe you keep the chin neutral or maybe you involve the head with your stretch. Just see what feels good to you today. And then starting to circle up the spine. Inhale across the front. Exhale across the back. Nice gentle warm up for the spine and the upper body. Reverse direction when you're ready. Inhale front, exhale back. Staying with your breath. Customizing the movement anywhere that feels good to you. And then inhale back to center. From here, we're going to do our chest circle. So same thing we just did, except we're kind of holding still from the waist down. So think about your heart moving in a circle. So we're just going to inhale as we come up and back. Exhale, kind of round forward slightly. So it's a little bit more at first. So you might feel a stretch more underneath your shoulders. Great. And then reverse direction. Same thing, other side. Inhale as you open, exhale as you round. All right, once more, inhale and exhale. Dropping the hands to the sides. Inhale, Breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. A few sun breaths here. Invite in that fresh new springtime energy. And exhale, anything you don't need, anything heavy, let it go here. Imagine you're literally breathing it out. We'll hold at the top of the next one. Take your time. Inhale. Exhale, up and over to one side. Either side is fine. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, just circle. Drawing a circle on the ceiling. And reverse. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. Great. Hands to the knees, circle out the shoulders again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Great. Inhale up. Exhale down. And reverse it. Inhale up. Exhale down. Great. Dropping the hands to the sides. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, chair twist coming across. Either side is fine. Opposite elbow to opposite knee, gazing up at the ceiling if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, center. One more time each direction. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, release your hands. Great. We're going to come to our forward fold here and rest for a little bit. So go ahead when you're ready. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bringing the stomach towards the thighs. You can stay up on your elbows, or you can go down and then come back to your elbows at any point. Hold on to the ankles, reach for the floor. If your back is really tight and it feels safe, you can drop your head, maybe even gently bring the hands to the back of the head, and just find your breath here. Stretching through the hip flexors, the whole back of the body, the shoulders, the neck. And just imagine anything, all of that tension, all of that stress, just dripping down the body onto the floor, leaving it there, leaving all that heaviness here in your practice so you can walk away lighter and more free. Stay with the breath. It's a little trickier in this position. Just hold and breathe. Enjoy the stretch. Observe the sensations. One more big breath in. Exhale, slowly start to work your way up to seated. Take a moment and just readjust. When you're ready, hands come back down by your sides. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, we're bringing the hands behind the head. Couple stretches here. So trying to keep the elbows wide as best you can. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, elbow towards the ceiling. Either one is fine. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. And a couple rounds of cat and cow here. You can always bring the hands down to your knees if you'd rather. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, tuck in rounds. Great. Just getting into the chest a little bit more here, in between the shoulder blades. Good. We'll just complete one more round here. Next inhale, come tall. And exhale, release the hands. Great. Shoulder rolls. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Reverse. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. If I'm dropping the hands. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, cactus. Bring the elbows back and down. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Great, couple like that. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Once more. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale, hand to the heart. Great. Bringing the hands down to the knees. We're gonna do our little flow. So we're gonna do forward fold and then come up to a cactus. Just one slow breath each. So inhale, come up tall. Exhale, coming forward. Stay for a breath. Full inhale. Full exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, come on up. Hands come to your sides. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale, hands come through heart center, back to your knees. Inhale, tall. Exhale, fold. Nice and slow and gentle. One full breath here. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly coming up, working with the breath. Great. Hands come down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Great, all the way down to the knees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Great. One big breath here. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, coming up. Dropping the hands. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, hands down. One last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One big breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, rise up and drop the hands. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Great. Go ahead and release the hands. Couple shoulder rolls if you like. Both directions. Good. And then we're going to start with our pigeons. So we'll start with the right leg. You can do the modification, crossing the ankles, or you can bring the ankle up onto the knee, whatever you like. When you're ready, we're folding forward. So inhale, come up tall, and exhale, folding over that shin. Just find your breath. Hold and breathe. Nice big stretch in that hip. Next to the neck and the shoulders, this is one of the first places that tension will go to, the bigger muscles, the thigh and the hip. So just hold and allow that to start to evaporate. Maybe imagine the tension as a color. leaving the body. Find your breath. We're going to hold here and just let the stretch do its work. Remember to adjust as often as you need to. Listen to your body. Allow the shoulders and the hands and the jaw to stay soft in this position. Couple more breaths here. One more big breath in, inhale. Exhale, rising up. We'll do a little twist here. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, left hand reaches for that right knee. The right hand can rest down. It can wrap behind your back or hold on to the back of the chair, whatever feels best to you. And then if you can, just bring your gaze over your right shoulder. Bringing out any tension, any toxins from the spine. Like a rag, just squeezing out the excess. One more big breath in. And exhale, release slowly. Good. We're going to come to our eagle pose. So you can cross the knees, cross the ankles. You can double wrap if you like to do that. We'll have the right arm on the bottom and just bring the palms together. Great. Lifting the elbows, leveling out the chin. Just hold here. Imagine sending the breath to the back of the body so you can feel the shoulder blades kind of separating as you breathe in, intensifying that stretch through the back. One more big breath in. Stay or come forward. Exhale, elbows towards the knees. Remember, it's not a collapsing kind of stretch here. Imagine actively pulling the elbows away from the shoulders towards the knees. Imagine the shoulders pulling back towards the chair. Create that opposition. And one more big inhale. Exhale, come on up. And if you want to take a tiny back bend here, heart to the ceiling, you can do that. And then just gently unwinding. Great. Relax the shoulders, shake out the neck. Great. All right. Same thing other side. So you might do the same variations on both sides. You might not. Just keep an open mind. You can cross the left ankle on top or bring it up to your knee for your pigeon to start with. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Great. Find your breath here. It might feel different than on the other side. It might feel exactly the same. No judgment on yourself, just notice. And then find your breath. Settle in and set the intention to adjust as many times as you need to. Allowing the shoulders and hands and jaw to stay soft. Releasing the tension from that left hip. Few more breaths here. Take one more big breath in, fill up. Exhale, start to rise back up to a seat. Great. Take your time. We're coming to our twist next. So inhale tall. Exhale, right hand reaches for the left knee. Left hand can just rest. Hold on to the chair or wrap behind your back. Bring that gaze, if it's comfortable, over your left shoulder. And hold here. Breathing. Maybe finding a focal point over your shoulder or softening the eyes closed. One more big breath in. Exhale, slowly unwinding. Great. And then coming to our eagle. So you can cross your knees, your ankles, or both. Left elbow on the bottom. And then lift the elbows, keeping the chin level to the ground. Lifting here. Send the breath to the back of the body. Expand the shoulder blades. Good. Just enjoy that stretch. Enjoy that release. One more big breath in. Stay or bring the elbows towards the knees. Coming forward, pulling the elbows away from the shoulders. Great. Should feel really nice. Inhale, come on up. Come back if you want to, heart towards the ceiling. And then exhale, unwinding. Good. Take your time. Shake it out. Great. Okay, we'll do a couple stretches with the leg out to the side. Let's start with the left, just so we all have the space. So, toes point forward. Your leg is on a diagonal, so it doesn't have to be straight out next to you. Right leg is just shooting straight out. We'll drop the right hand, so it's the opposite side of the straight leg. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, we're coming over. You can put your hand on the straight leg for support. Yep, you got it. Yeah, hand on hip is good too. Whatever feels best. Just stretching through the ribs here. Good. One more big breath in. We'll bring both hands up. Exhale. Go ahead and bring the right hand to the chair. We're gonna make more of a straight line this time. So inhale, coming up. Exhale over just a little. So kind of making a straight line from the heel all the way to the fingers. Great. One more big breath in. Come center. Exhale, release the hands. Good, release the hips. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Shoot that right leg open. Good. Drop the opposite hand, so the left hand. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, coming over. Good. Holding here, expanding through the ribs, stretching through the back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop that left hand. Inhale, bring up the right arm. Exhale, leaning away from the leg. Great. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop. And swing that leg around. Good. We'll just do a little release for the feet. You can flex and point, squeeze and release, or circle. Whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, we'll come into our sun breaths with chair pose. Always remembering that you can do these just seated or just standing if you want to or need to. When you're ready, inhale, coming up tall. Exhale, slow and control, lowering back down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Go at your own speed. We'll do a few more of these, just matching your breath. Let's all stay on our feet here. Go ahead and bring your hands to your heart or release them down to your sides, whatever feels best. And just take a moment to adjust, to feel your feet on the floor. Feel yourself present in this moment, taking up space, breathing, being fully present here and now. And just noticing the sensations in your body at this point during your practice. Maybe you can feel some leftover sensation from some stretches that we've done. Maybe you notice some tightness that you would still like to kind of focus on and see if you can release throughout the rest of your practice. Just notice, again, without judgments. Take a full deep breath in. And exhale, release the hands. Great. Let's come right to the back of the chair today. We're going to do some warriors.
Good, I like that.
Oh, good. You what? Alrighty.
Good idea.
There you go. Yeah.
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 You can tuck your feet under the fireplace if you want.
Perfect. Yep.
That's one great over there.
Using all the space we have. Yep. Got it. All right. So when you're ready. Oh, there you go.
I didn't see that.
No. All right, we're gonna start in a warrior one. So we'll start with the left foot coming behind. The toes are open slightly in the back, pointing right at the chair in the front. Bend into that front leg. Make sure the knee doesn't go past the ankle. You want the shin straight up and down. You can take this wide, you can take it small, whatever you like. Both hips point towards the chair. You can hold it right here if you'd like to, or inhale, bring it up. Exhale, hold it. Just feel yourself nice and strong here in your warrior. Energy in the fingers, relax through the shoulders, looking straight ahead, chin up nice and strong. You can stay right here, or we'll come into eagle arms. So bringing the right elbow on the bottom. And then once again, just lifting the elbows, stretching through the back of the body. Great. Big breath in. Exhale, unwind, release the arms. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, we're gonna come into a crescent lunge. So you're just turning your back foot to point towards the chair. So you can be up on your toe here. It's just a very, very small movement. So you're going from diagonal to pointing right at the chair. From here, we're gonna twist, or you can stay. So bringing the right hands behind you, the left hand goes towards the chair. So it's kind of backwards, like a backwards warrior too. Good, good, good. Hold it here. One more big breath in. Exhale, unwind, come back to center, and we'll step the feet together. Good. Pedaling through the feet, lifting one heel at a time, or whatever you need to do to release that tension. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side when you're ready. So we'll step that right foot back. Front toes are pointing straight, back toes are slightly open. Bend into that front leg. Keep the hands on the chair, or inhale, bring them up. Holding here, sliding the shoulders down, nice and relaxed. Energy in the fingers, chin up. Big breaths here. Great. One more big breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Great. Stay or come into your eagle arms, left elbow on the bottom this time. Lifting the elbows. Great. Nice stretch through the back of the body.
I usually don't get them in, you know.
One more big breath in. Exhale, release the arms. Good. Taking that back foot, pointing it towards the chair. And then from here, taking that twist if you want to. So the right arm's coming forward, the left arm is coming backwards. Great. Good, good, good. So hold it here. Nice and strong in the legs. Big breath in. And exhale back to center. Great. Step the feet together and just pedal through one foot at a time. Stretching through the bottoms of the feet. Great. Okay, we're gonna do a little downward dog here. So taking the hands on the chair, we're just gonna step the feet back behind. Right, and then yeah, just think about pressing the head through the elbows. Big stretch for the back of the body. The straighter the arms, the more effective the stretch will be, but adjust as you need to. Just hold it here. Opening through the heart, stretching through the shoulders.
E6, extra, you know, eight,
One more big breath in. And exhale, start to walk the feet back towards the chair. Great. Relax the shoulders. And then we're gonna come to our mountain pose. We're starting with dancer pose today. So just find your alignment, take your time. You know, I'm so sorry. So think about shoulders right underneath the ears, kind of straightening out through the back of the neck. Think about the shoulders being on top of the hips and floating the rib cage right in between, so it's not laying open, rounding forward, or nice and straight within the spine. And the knees right underneath the hips and over the ankles. When you're ready, we're going to start with our dancer pose. So we'll go ahead and take the right leg, kick it back behind, so bending at the knee, and just trying to keep the knees squeezing together. Great. If you want to catch your foot, you can. You don't have to. You can keep both hands on the chair. You can reach the opposite arm forward if you'd like to. If you want to turn it into a balancing thing, you can always bring that hand to your hip too. Whatever you like. You have options here. One more big breath in. And exhale, release. Shake it out. Right. And then same thing other side. Find your alignments. When you're ready, kick that left foot back behind you. You can try reaching forward if you want to, or you can keep it right there. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and extend the opposite arm forward. So left foot, right arm. You can bring the other hand to your hip, whatever you like. Great. One more big breath in. Exhale, bring it down. Shake it out. Nice. All right, big finish. Here we go, tree pose. Find your alignments. Press into all four corners of the foot. Go ahead, shift onto one side. Either side is fine. And then just start to find your tree pose today. Take it slow. Any version you like. Lots of options for foot and arm combinations. You can do what you usually do, or you could try something new, whatever you like. We'll take one more breath. Inhale and exhale, release. Wow. Shake it out.
Springtime.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Find your alignment once
I'm a
again.
student
Take it
that has
slow.
to go to the back of the room, face the wall.
Slowly work your way into your other side. When you're ready, take your time. When you're ready, take one more big breath in and exhale, release. Great, on, nice. Shake it out.
Free exercises help.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. All right, let's push the chair away for a second so you can do our little twist. Just give the arms a sling. Great. Relaxing the back. And just let the movement get smaller and smaller as you go. Until you're back to center. Great. All right, we're gonna do one more pose when we get back into the chair. I forgot earlier, I wanted to do camel today, so we'll do our camel pose and then we'll start our meditation. So go ahead and find your seats. You can come up to the edge of your chair at first. Bring the hands to the low back. Squeeze the elbows and shoulders towards each other. You can lift the chin if you like. And then if you want to take the full pose, bring the hands to the chair, fingertips pointing towards your hips, and then press into the hands, lifting the arm forward and up. Great. Breathing into the chest. One more big breath in. And exhale, release. Great. Let's go ahead and relax back into your chair. Good. And then take any movements, any final stretches you want to before we start our meditation. And then when you're ready, just start to find a comfortable position for yourself. Allow yourself to be heavy on the chair, just draping over it, finding a comfortable spot for the hands and the feet, adjusting the clothing and the hair if you need to. Take a nice big breath in, fill up. And exhale, let go. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale, fill up. Exhale, release. Maybe softening the eyes closed at this point if that's comfortable. If it still feels too forced, again, maybe just bring the gaze down. And just start to observe how you're feeling coming towards the end of your practice. Recalling any areas that you found were holding tension and stress at the start of your practice. And just checking in, see if there's any changes without judgment, remembering you don't need to make it all vanish just all in 1 hour, but maybe you were able to let go slightly. And then just scanning the body, seeing if there's anywhere that's actively holding tension that you can release right now. Allowing for a space between the back teeth. Allowing the shoulders to just droop, not pressing up or pressing down. Softening the muscles in the chest and the stomach and allowing them to move as you breathe in and out. Notice if there's any clenching happening in any of the bigger muscles in the thighs or the hips and the calves. See if you can just melt it away. Noticing any excess energy, maybe in the fingers or the toes. And see if you can find stillness there, finding a comfortable position. Take a big breath in. And exhale, let go. Again, full deep breath in. And exhale, let go. For our body scan today, doing a guided visualization. Just imagining doing some spring cleaning as we go through the body. Identifying any pain, soreness, stress, anything, any emotions that are being stored in certain areas. Just gathering that all up to put in a box. Cleaning out, making space for new, and releasing what's no longer serving. Starting with the toes, bottoms of the feet, tops of the feet, the heels and the ankles, the shins and the calves, all around the knees, the thighs and the hips, the low stomach and the low back, the waist, the ribs, the lungs, both shoulder blades, and the space between the shoulder blades, the chest and the heart, the collarbone, tops of the shoulders, sides of the shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, palms of the hands, backs of the hands, and all 10 fingers, the back and the sides of the neck, the throat, the jaw, the tongue and the teeth, the back of the head and the sides of the head, the ears, the lips and the nose, eyelids and eyebrows, the forehead, and the top of the head. And one final sweep through the body from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, allowing the whole body to be completely soft, rested, relaxed into the chair. Surrender it to gravity. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Now for a little guided visualization. Imagine yourself on a rainy day, sitting under cover outside somewhere, maybe under a tree or on the porch, maybe your deck at home, or maybe just create a scene of somewhere you have never been, or you can imagine somewhere that you like to visit, and just taking in the sound of the rain, noticing the way it falls onto the leaves. Notice how it makes everything look so green and sparkly. Notice the fresh smell of the rain. Maybe you can hear birds flying for cover or splashing around in puddles. Just feel and welcome this fresh new energy of springtime. Knowing that all of the rain is going to bring new flowers and green leaves. Continuing to paint the picture in your mind, using all of your senses, observing colors and textures, patterns, observing sights and sounds and smells. Just holding this image and this feeling in your mind for about a minute, and my voice will call you back into the room when it's time. Very slowly and gently start to call some energy back into the body, maybe bringing some movement into the fingers and toes, allowing it to spread in a way that feels comfortable into the hands and feet. maybe to the arms and legs. Maybe taking a stretch. And any final movements you need, maybe some sun breaths, some neck rolls, some cat and cow. Just bring some energy back. When you feel ready, finding a tall spine in the chair, dropping the hands to the sides, we'll seal our practice with a final sun breath. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.